Yes, good evening. And once again, this is Shannon Murphy, Esquire Sr., appropriate Chief Executive Officer for Sheetmetal Associates, here still at Pittsburgh, California. I'm here today, this evening, it is evening, happy Martin Luther King's birthday eve, it is, and I'm going to have that holiday tomorrow, the 20th of January 2020. Hopefully without any problems. This evening, our problem prior today was applicable the Governor Gavin Newsom's report to regards also the National Guard here as commander's jurisdictions here. So we're focused more on the points per regards. By the way, also I'll be specialist, IB Specialist Murphy, United States Army. There's, mind your other videos at YouTube jurisdictions that project and describe my dilemma there with the National Guard, California jurisdictions here. I guess somehow this stuff got in here about the military jurisdictions here. And this is with Governor Gavin Newsom. Also, I have reported to the governor, who is the commander-in-chief of the National Guard forces here in the state of California. All jurisdictions relevant state of California jurisdictions still implement fair due process. Governor hasn't responded, and that's what I'm commenting on today. This is where our jurisdictions are concerned here regarding the state of California Superior Courts. This is Gavin Newsom's for the Superior, regards to Superior Courts, California outstanding unfair due process of law, isolating corruption at Superior Court relevant. This is the fraud vexatious litigant order. I have displayed here beforehand another video, appoint this video here for regards to the continuity of services here. I did explain that some other jurisdictions that I promised the public that I would provide a follow-up on. I was interrupted on that follow-up. I was interrupted due to the fact that or a point of that, by point of that video regards the Gavin Newsom jurisdictions here, for which I was to convey matters to Sacramento, take a trip, put it bluntly, and of course a remedy or an application, administrations for remedy there in person. I did confer relevant to a video, my past presentations here at Sheetmetal Associates Digest blog. What happened was I found it necessary beforehand, before taking a trip, best interest of myself and the public, the traffic especially on the way to Sacramento, because I was going to use our company van here at Sheetmetal Associates for the trip, which to me seemed a little outright disrespectful in the points that there may be a serious matter of administrations for appointment to see Mr. Gavin Newsom or speak relative to his liaison relevant, not the military situation, but all in all the state of California corruption jurisdictions there I explained relevant. Now, why I postponed the trip, I did postpone, I want to mention to the public, I mentioned on my prior video that I was going to convey a trip to Sacramento on the 30th. I believe it was the 30th of, had to be the 30th of December, right? The 30th of December, I had prospect to attend the Sacramento Capitol, state of California, to administer myself for regards confront the matter here that I have not been properly serviced these documents that were faxed sent over to the governor, Gavin Newsom. There, so 7 pages. That explains the corruptions for which appoint matters to the Superior Court, California. Now 5 jurisdictions. There's also concerns here where there the second request consideration has been delivered to the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Therefore, regards also the presiding judge, Samantha Jesner, who has abruptly interrupted fair due process course of jurisdictions for administrations, the farmers' insurance case that was sent out there by U.S. Mail concerns administrations by mail for filing of the court case. The question there regards now and been submitted inappropriate by the Superior Court of Los Angeles County Judge Jesner for to be regards that vexatious litigant order, which I did explain to you at the audience here at YouTube. That was also a fraudulent order. I did explain many times how that order was fraudulent, how I had that manuscript signature there and such. Very, very inappropriate. I think I have a copy here, as this is laid on at those 7 pages was sent to Gavin Newsom, the Honorable Gavin Newsom, for regards the governor's jurisdictions here in the state of California. Here's the order here, the fraud here at the Myers and Nave jurisdictions here. Myers and Nave attorneys. Myers and Nave is right there. Yeah, Myers and Nave. Kimberly Colwell, who has appropriate or inappropriate regards to what I believe would be, I would say so, representing the state of California, Superior Court of California, Alameda County, as defendants representing them, that it would be intended compliant there. This is an inappropriate order, or intended appropriate. This is an inappropriate order here. It was proposed primarily and then crossed that out and made an order granting where supposed judge was to sign this composition of order, regards order rather, for a vexatious litigant motion. Now here's that fraud. I point that out. All this here in dark, deep black is our original of the order, 2nd page. Here on pleading. There, of course, to the judge. Primarily implement here for regards the indications here, Honorable Leslie D. Holland, who was intended to be the signing Honorable Judge. Somehow 4, Barbara Cronin got in there. Should, of course, an investigation, serious investigations for the jurisdictions for relevant. There be fraud. It's not correct. That's not how you do that. Well, anyway, Judge Jesner has it over in Los Angeles. I have recently implemented a formal complaint to the executive office at Los Angeles County, all in all, just recently, and I'm waiting for due process results there. I have another jurisdictions working on it. Mentioned prior video also, where Contra Costa County's Superior Court formal complaint has been administered to their executive office at that jurisdiction also. Right now, I'm at the 26th of December. We have implemented the course remedy jurisdiction for the secondary point formal complaint. We had a piggyback of complaints there, once formal, and then we got Judge Barry Baskin, who inappropriately intervened the matters there regards primarily, again, at prime stance to the executive office, a formal complaint. Piggyback, access piggyback. There's one. He comes back answering for the executive office out of order. You can't answer. A presiding judge is not has not no jurisdiction to answer a formal complaint for the executive office without written consent. They're first informing the claimant or the complainant, who am I, of Sheetmetal Associates, and then therefore conveying matters for appropriate for the judge. I believe this now for the judge Barry Baskin to come forth, add a jurisdiction to comply response. Even still, it has to be in order, and then it has to be conveyed back to the executive office official relative that acknowledgement by I that Mr. Baskin has been conveyed resource or relative authorization to answer that formal complaint. Therefore, Barry Baskin is out of order because, again, he can't use his letterhead, and that's why it says, mind you, I don't know for sure if Barry Baskin's authorized to answer directly back to me, or does he confer back to the executive office for them to respond, because they are a primary jurisdiction. Superior Court rules and regulations concerns responsible, obligated to answer the formal complaint at their jurisdictions on their letterhead. So we have to look into the details on that. You might want to look that up, go to the law library, or inquire further from your court's your court's branch by county executive office to find that out. We have administered ours. All in all, it's cut and dry. It shouldn't be taken. I'm not going to stand for this. It's just outright. That fraud has just got to come out of there, ladies and gentlemen. A reason why I called off the going back to point A to B from the piggyback from the formal complaints jurisdictions here. A reason I have called off or postponed the trip to on the 30th of December 2019 to the Sacramento jurisdictions, Gavin Newsom's office, is because I found out on the internet here. Check out my tab A here. If there's actually a schedule request here for a government jurisdiction for to see Gavin Newsom or have Gavin Newsom, the governor, make appointment to come see us, visit us, where we see him. You can see here, the event there is from Jim Murphy. It says matter of national security there. Attend only and why, what reason, the function, all that good stuff. It says Governor Gavin Newsom. Anyway, I implement that schedule. It goes back and has a little jurisdictions for relevant. There be a scheduled time and all that good stuff here. Pick your dates and all that good stuff. Well, anyway, I did that, and I haven't gotten a response yet. I did that about maybe 3 weeks ago, and I'm getting very, very frustrated because that matter of national security is in there, and it should have gotten priority jurisdictions on response to me about what's going to happen and what can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Once again, you've been a beautiful audience, and thank you very much again, YouTube. I'm Shannon Murphy at Sheetmetal Associates, and we're out. Have a good evening.